White flag, and one final lap, a final 2.5 miles. An unbelievable run. The story will be told that Jack Villeneuve went 2 laps down on a penalty and fought his way back to the front of the field, across the South Chute for the final time in front of Bobby Unser.
Going by us, and he's looking really good, Paul. No problems.
Ari Luyendyk staying right there, wants to get in that winner's picture. Jack Villeneuve on the backstretch.
The magnitude of his achievement. Listen to the roar of the crowd. Back from 2 laps down. Only his 2nd year.
One more turn. The first Canadian on his way to winning the Indianapolis 500. Jack Villeneuve on the home stretch. And the 79th Indy 500 has been won by Jack Villeneuve as Ari Luyendyk screams by on the outside. The young Canadian has taken the win.
Not having any problems at all to maintain his lead over Peter Cunningham. Down towards the first corner again. This is where the two of them hit each other before. Remember, David Donoghue being very brave here in trying to go around the outside. I don't know, Randy Post must be very tempted to give him a bit of a tap. They're side by side again. Good stuff between these two, and still Donoghue has the slight edge and manages to go into 3rd place. Remember, he needs 3rd position to confirm himself as champion, and he gets past the BMW of Randy Pobst in a good clean maneuver. Back on board with Randy Pobst now, and I don't think there's an awful lot he's going to be able to do about the pace of the Dodge Stratus. Donoghue was on pole, but he makes a mistake there. He turned in a bit too fast and the car slid wide, and oh, he must have had a few butterflies there as again he saw the BMW catching him up. No change, though, up front as Neil Crompton heads for win number 7 in the series and ends up winning more races than anybody else in the championship this year. Tremendous performance from him, and thanks to some extra sponsorship from Labatt's Blue and McCormick Lines that joined in later on in the season, on board with Crompton there, just watching him at the wheel. That allowed him to complete the season and give Tasman Motorsport the chance to take some more wins to finish the year. Crompton then, a very professional driver. A great job done by him this year. And he comes through to win both races here at Laguna Seca to finish off the season. Crompton wins it.
Up the 3 leaders. He put a block on him. Here comes Truex. 1 to go. White flag. This is where Newman has been strong at the bottom of the racetrack through turn 1 and 2. There goes Kenseth to the high side.
Time to find out whose car works better and which groove. Last time by. Here we go.
Here comes Kenseth. He's pushing Truex down the back straightaway. They're coming to the checkered flag.
Kenseth up high, Newman looking on the bottom, coming even with Kenseth. Stewart in tow. They almost get together, not quite, but Newman lost his momentum and Kenseth gets 2nd. Truex wins in Atlanta for the 2nd year in a row.
Bourdais still the leader by 1.5 seconds over Power. 1 to go, the signal from J.D. Wilbur to the leaders. Servia and Power on the button, Rahal's on the button, Tracy's on the button. Down the front stretch for the final time. In 2007, Neil Johnny there. Everybody using what they've got left in the bank. Dominguez trying to hold off Junqueira for 7th. Bourdais is still the race leader. There's the Sonny's Barbecue car of Junqueira. It's been a great end of the season run for Bruno. He will not get to the podium this time. He's able to hold off Johnny for 8th right now.
The gap between Sebastian Bourdais and Will Power was almost identical the last time around, so Will Power still has a little bit of power to pass left, but just amazing to me on this final lap that Sebastian Bourdais who we thought could be a sitting duck, simply just drove away with less power to pass from Will Power.
Now here's Power. He's got 12 seconds left in his power to pass bank. Bourdais held on to his. He's got 22 seconds left, so the scales have turned again. Bourdais into the Peraltada. Final time in the Champ Car World Series in 2007. Bourdais on his way to victory. Power has nothing left for him. Bourdais is going to close out his 4th straight championship. Jim Swinton waves the checkered flag trackside. The McDonald's team in Newman Haas-Lanigan wins again in Mexico City.
It's going to be Team Ireland's day.
Nervousness at Switzerland. Are they going to finish 3rd? But the cheers already beginning to come from Team Ireland with less than one lap to go. Adam Carroll has crossed the line. He's got less than a lap to do to wrap up this title. Little bit of traffic. Maybe will he worry about that, or will he just follow them? Because he's got such a big lead. Indonesia gets out the way, and that's good news from Adam's point of view. He doesn't have to worry about that anymore. He's got Lebanon just ahead, Daniel Murad, but I don't know whether he's even going to get close enough to him on this last lap. Adam Carroll, who made his debut for Team Ireland at the Brno race in season 3. Great debut it was, in fact. He qualified 4th, finished 3rd, then went on to take the victory in the feature race in Mexico in season 3. And season 4, what a superb season he's had. Zandvoort didn't go well, he spun from 3rd, but from ever since then, John, he's driven brilliantly.
Well, what's happened is there's been a growth of self-confidence in Adam Carroll and in the Team Ireland, with the engineering, with the whole team being given a seat, knowing he didn't have to worry about paying for a drive, and here's the culmination of all their efforts.
A1 Team Ireland come through the final turn and become the new winners of A1GP World Cup of Motorsport. They've done it. Team Ireland on top. Dave O'Neill, you have done it, and they are absolutely delighted with that. Netherlands in 2nd place.
Christopher Zeller just a couple of miles from his 2nd victory of the season. Now, are we seeing a move for 3rd? Yes, did. Mihai Marinescu was right on the tail of Beschetta. Come on, Mihai, let's keep it clean. What we don't want is to see a tangle. It'd be such a sad way to end the season, but Beschetta is going to have his defensive foot on here, because Mihai Marinescu determined to finish the season on the podium, and he thinks about a move into the chicane. He brakes very, very late, but he just wasn't quite close enough, and it's enabling Morocco to make good his escape in 2nd. But Marinescu is in pursuit here of Luciano Beschetta. Marinescu, you see how close he was to his gearbox, so went through the chicane. But again, Mihai could get a good run out of Ascari, and that could be the opening for him. They come out at Lesmo and power towards Ascari now, and Beschetta has to consult his rear view mirrors. Sanella hits Ascari for the final time. He has got this race almost certainly sewn up, barring some tremendous misfortune. He comes along the back straight for the final time. Morocco in 2nd, and Tusha runs very wide at Ascari. He is on the limit, so we've got 3 of them still fighting for 3rd as we follow Christopher Zanella around the parabolic of the final time. I think we could see a bit of a sort out maybe for 3rd, so it's going to be a 2nd win of the year and victory in the final round of the season.
It's the white flag to greet Rebellion Racing, looking to win the 2nd race in a row here on this historic racetrack at this historic event for Team Le Mans, the 16th edition. Just bring it home, says Bart Hayden, the team owner at Rebellion Racing. And that's exactly what Neil Jarni intends to do. He's not going to push it here. 1 minute 13.7 last time around. It's a pretty good lap, actually. Ryan Briscoe is in 2nd place overall in the 551 P2 car. David Bradman, the 01, he's about 3 seconds behind him, so no real challenge there, developing in P2. In the GT, well, we've seen how that battle is going on. Last time around, Dirk Müller was just a snitch quicker than Nick Tandy, but shouldn't be too much to worry him. In PC, Kyle Marcelli holds a good margin over Sean Rahal, and in GTC, Spencer Pompelli still has about 7 seconds in hand over Andy Lally in 2nd place, and Jan Halen hanging on the best he can in 3rd. Less than half a mile to go now for our race leader. And where is our race leader overall? Here he comes, and The GT cars, I believe, have just gone across the start-finish line. Yeah, there goes Nick Tandy now across the line. And here comes our race leader. It is Neil Jarney who will bring home the number 12 car for Rebellion Racing. It's been a fine performance by that team.
Checked out. He'll get the white flag at the line. There it is, his first professional championship. Merely 30 seconds away, 1 lap away. Gustavo Jacquemin still handling the pressure from Scott Pruitt. Dane Cameron in there as well.
Will anyone get overly aggressive here on the final lap of this race, final lap of the championship season, and final lap of the Grand Am era?
Don't see anybody being aggressive right now. I think, you know, look at that GT battle behind that leader.
Look at that. There's the 57 in there, but he's a lap down. It's Curran, Balzon, then Van Overbeck. So a championship for Alessandro Balzon in the Rolex GT, just less than a lap away.
He's sitting pretty with 2 Ferraris right behind him, too. I don't think they're going to do anything to him now. They won't rough him up.
Congratulations to the Scuderia Corsa team. What a performance they put together this year. Just really, really consistent.
And here we go. Jordan Taylor, Max Angelelli. They make history. They win at Lime Rock. And they win the 2013 Rolex Sports Car Series Daytona Prototype Championship.
Competing in the Xfinity and the Cup Series, so it'd be great to see those guys to see just what Ryan can do.
One more lap remains. Final time through turns 3 and 4. Ryan Preece wanted a win at Charlotte, and he's got one. He wins the Bad Boy Off-Road Southern Slam 150, the season finale for the NASCAR Whelen Southern Modified Tour.